Yo, it's a sunny sunset, Soni Sunday. It's only Sony. I'm here in Essex on my Honda CBR 650R in racing red, and I thought, why don't we go on a little ride and I'll tell you a bit about why I got into motorcycling, how I got into motorcycling, and why I decided to buy this bike of all bikes. So let's start her up and let's go somewhere scenic. I'm not a big fan of car parks. Currently she has a stock exhaust on her, but she still sounds beautiful. So for those of you that noticed and those that didn't, this is the 2024 model, which means it comes with an e-clutch, and that's why I can take off without using my clutch at all. Talk more about that later. For now, let's talk about how and why I got into riding bikes. So, my journey started when I was 23. I went to Honda to... Anyway, where was I? In the UK, in Europe, there's different tiers of licenses. You've got the A1, A2, well, AM, A1, A2, and then the full A license. So it's according to age group. If you're 17, you can get an A1 license, and then you can progress to an A2 when you're 19, I believe it is. It's about 2 years after that. And then 2 years later, you can get, oh my God, why do people put on... People love doing their windshield spray thingies. I don't have windshield wipers for my visor. Maybe someone should invent that. Maybe I should invent that. Again, losing my train of thought. Wow, it is sun's gone down. Getting back on track. So, you do your CBT, which is a compulsory basic training. Just a little course, little day course. Really hard to fail. And you get a provisional license that you can ride any motorbike or moped up to 125cc. You can only do that when you're 16, 17 and above. Pretty sure it's 17. And then after that, you can either go for your A1, which is quite pointless because all that does is take away your L plate and you can carry a passenger, but what's the point? You're just paying money for no reason. Or you can wait 2 years until you're 19 and go for your A2, which is the second tier of motorcycle license. This allows you to not have any L plates and you can ride a motorbike up to certain horsepower, certain kilowatts. I'll put it on the screen. And then the full A license you can get 2 years later at 21, which is any bike you want. Pretty much what Americans could do at 5 years old. You get an R1, you can get a S1K. Life's your oyster, except good luck with insurance. You're gonna get shafted. That is the progressive route. The other way to get your license for motorcycles in the UK is to do the direct access route, which you have to be 24 and above for, and you just do a bit of training, take 2 tests, and you get your full A license. That is what I went for. But I had to be 24 to do it, as I just said. And I got into motorbikes at 23. Why did I get into motorbikes? I was in the market for a new car and I went to Honda and I went around the back where they had motorcycles, and I'll be fully honest, I saw this bike, it had just come out, and I was like, I want that. I fell in love straight away. And yeah, at the time I was 23, so I couldn't do my direct access to get this bike because, well, I could have done an A2, but at the same time, it's like, what's the point? I'd have to do my full A year later. I could just wait. So what I did was I took the CBT course, paid £75, and I went to a school in Colchester to do a riding school in Colchester to do the CBT. And these guys are not professional at all, I'll be honest. I won't name names. I'm not gonna name them. I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, they only had 2 geared motorcycles and then 2 automatic mopeds. So I had to take one of the automatic mopeds because I lost the game with draw the straws. Whatever. And that meant that when I did get my CVT, there was a big checkbox ticked automatic. So even if you ride an automatic on your CVT, you can still go out and buy a geared 125, manual 125, doesn't matter. You can ride that around legally. But when it came to getting my full license, because I didn't ride that whole year after I did my CVT on a geared bike, the school I went with, which was Honda school, why not? I get a little cheeky discount on this. They said that I needed to do a gear upgrade course, which is a day where I basically do the CVT again, but on a geared bike. And for some reason, they charged £250 for this. My dumb ass thought that was a little deposit you can put down just in case you drop the bike, but nope, I didn't get that money back. But whatever, money's money. So I did the gear upgrade course, which was actually a lot of fun, I'll be honest. I just got to mess around for a bit because, again, riding a geared bike is not that difficult once you know how to ride a bicycle. It's just more gears. So a week passed after my gear upgrade course, and then I went back for some more lessons, which were focused on Mod 1. Mod 1 is the first test of the 2 for getting your motorcycle license. And this is the same for getting the A2 and the full A license. For some reason, the only difference is the power in the bike. So, Mod 1 is the car park test where, I say the car park test, but you're in a lot. You're in a, it's not on the road basically, it's in a concrete compound. They have a name for the ground it's on, it's very special. Ego. And all you have to do is ride between cones and do what the instructor tells you to do. Do what the examiner tells you to do. And the one thing you cannot do is put your foot down. If you put your foot down, that is an immediate fail, straight away. No minors or anything on that, it's a major, you'll fail. For me, the hardest part of this test, even in the training, was the swerve maneuver. I'll make a video on Mod 1 later. But when it came to the test, I didn't fail on the swerve maneuver and I passed. No minors, didn't put my foot down, didn't mess up on any maneuvers, it was all good. And then Mod 2 is next. You do a day more of training if you do the speeded direct access course. This is the on-road test, which involves riding in real-life scenarios on real-life roads with other cars and traffic and an examiner tailing you and in your ear telling you where to go, what to do. Training again was laborious for this, because you really have to listen to your instructor. And at first, on the first day, obviously it's a bit scary because it's your first day on the road with other traffic on a bigger bike than a 125. But again, passed with flying colours, no minors, had fun on it as well. Even the examiner said he had fun on my test, which is a nice little compliment there. Enjoyed that. And after that, I had my full license. So a couple weeks after I pass, I go back to Honda. I want to test drive this baby before I, buy them. But they didn't have the CBR 650R in stock as a demonstrator model. But what they did have was the CB 650R, which is the naked street version of this bike. Same engine, same internal, same everything, just the naked version, no fairings, and a more relaxed seating position. So the salesman, let's call him Tim, said, why not try this bike and this Hornet as well? See which one you prefer. Hornet 750. I was like, sounds like fun, let's do it. So he rode the Hornet 750 for the first half of the test ride, and I rode the CB 650R for the first half, and then we swapped halfway through. But I really enjoyed the CB 650R between the two. I know the 750 is, a bigger bike, less horsepower, and it's a twin engine, not a 4-cylinder. But I just, again, fell in love with now the engine of the CB650R. The inline 4 sounds so good, and it was so smooth compared to the 2-cylinder. It was unreal. So then I went back and I asked him all the relevant questions. You know, is a CB, riding the CB going to be the same as riding the CBR? He said for sure. I was like, sick. They had a showroom model on the floor that day. So I sat on it and I felt the seating position and it was comfortable. And I was like, you know what, let's do it. So I put down an order for one, and he said, that one you sat on right now, I can get you that exact one. I was like, as quick as possible. So then a week later, I'm riding off from Honda on my brand new CBR 650R. And honestly, it was a dream come true to have both Mod 1 and Mod 2 first time with no minors, and then buy the bike. This was what, mid-June? So this was all within the span of 2 months. And it was the peak of summer, so it was literally the best time for me to get on a motorcycle. And since then, I have just never looked back. Of course, these days it's a bit cold to be riding. It's only going to get colder the next few weeks, next couple months. The bike will have to go away for a bit because there is so much salt on the ground. I don't want to ruin the metalwork. Don't want to corrode the bike at all. Don't want to rust it, even the chain. Remember guys, always do your chain maintenance as well. We're now about, 7,000 miles into this bike, and every single mile has been so much fun. If you're out there thinking about getting a bike, I would 100% recommend it. Whatever age you are, even if you're starting on a 125 or you want to start on 1,000, just have fun. Don't be stupid, don't ride like an idiot, and you'll be safe. So yeah, that's the story of how I got my bike. Hope you guys enjoyed the ride along. Leave a comment if you didn't, and enjoy the rest of your day. Stay blessed.